Weekinmayka.
Weekinmayka.
Friendship Bracelet.
It's craft time with Mr. Mayberry. Let's get crafty.
Greetings, campers. Welcome to Camp Weekinmayka. We're here at the craft hall. I'm Mr. Mayberry, the head counselor. You can call me Glue, though. That's my camp name. And I have a guest camper with me today. And your name is?
My name is Lucy, but my camp name is Bobo.
Okay, so Bobo's here with me, and we're going to be making friendship bracelets. All right, so in order to make friendship bracelets, you'll need a couple things. First, we need masking tape or some kind of tape to tape down while we're working. We'll need scissors. And we'll need yarn. Now, I'm using 3 different colors, red, white, and blue. But you could use one color, or you could even get, there's yarn that's like multicolored, and that would be really neat to use too. So those are the things you'll need to make the friendship bracelets. So you ready to make friendship bracelets?
Yeah.
Then, let's get crafty! Okay, to start with, you're going to need 3 pieces, 15 inches long. That's what we made them. Now you can make adjustments. After you've made one, you'll kind of see how long they need to be for your hand or your arm. Then we're going to take all 3 of those pieces, you line the ends up together, and then we're going to wrap it around like it's one piece, and you're going to pull that through and we make a knot. Okay, so we made a loop and then we pull it through and make a knot. Now you want to have some of the yarn on the end of the knot, like a fringe, but you don't want to have a long fringe on it, or too long, or maybe you do want a long fringe. But for this one, I'm going to make it about 1 inch long, the fringe. So I pull that knot and I pull it tight. And at this point, if they're not exactly even on the end, that's okay, because we're going to trim those up later. We'll cut it up later. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of tape. Now it may take more than one. We're going to start off with 1 piece of tape, about 2 inches long or so, and we're going to tape this down somewhere around the knot. It could be above the knot or right on the knot. We're going to tape it down to the table. Now sometimes when people make these, they also use a safety pin and pin it to maybe a pillow or a pant leg or something like that. But for here in the craft hall, we're just going to use tape and tape it to our table. We're going to spread the pieces of yarn apart so we can go through how you do this. Now what we're doing, this is going to be a very basic braid. A lot of times girls are really good at this because they're used to braiding each other's hair. Okay, the boys may have a little trouble with this, but to start, it's not super difficult, so it's something that you can learn. Go ahead, and we're going to take the outside one and go over the middle, and that's kind of what the pattern is. And I'm just going to call it by color here because that's what we have. I'm going to take the red one and put it over the white one, so now it's in the middle. And then you go from the other direction, so the blue one's going to go over the red one to the middle. So you can see we're going back and forth from the outside on the left over to the middle, and then the outside on the right over to the middle. After you've done this a while, then you might be able to do it by holding the pieces tight in your hands like this, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go over and just keep going back and forth. Now, I notice right away I'm pulling this out. It's coming out of where I taped it, so I'm going to have to retape it. You get it pulled tight, and you go back and forth. And if you can get the weave nice and tight, then it looks really pretty. It will work if yeah, you're doing great. If the weave is loose, it still works, but it takes some practice. It takes some figuring out how you get it to work here. But we just go over the middle, back and forth till we get down close to the end. Looks like Bobo's, she's ready. She's got it. That's good. Okay, I'm almost there. This is one of those things, if it ends up being too long, we can always shorten it, but it's hard to make it longer. So it's good to even start with pieces that are a little bit longer than what we need. So that's why I had you start with 15 inches, because it seems like that gives you room to make mistakes or to cut a longer fringe or whatever. So Okay, when you get down to the end, or close to the end, then what you do is we do the same thing we did at the beginning. We treat it all like it's one piece, which it is on this side now. And we wrap it around, make a loop, wrap it around and poke the yarn through, and then you tie a knot. And I'm going to slide the knot over so it's at the end of where we've been braiding here. Pull that knot tight. And that can be the hardest part of the whole thing, is wrapping that around and making it a knot.
There we go.
Okay. Then I'm going to take the tape off. We're done with it. And we're going to take the two ends and line the knots up just like that. And then I'm going to trim off the fringe so it's all the same size. You don't have to do this, but it just makes it look nicer if you do this step. So I'm going to trim this all off just like that. So now they look real pretty. Nice and neat.
There we go.
Okay, there's a couple reasons I think they call them friendship bracelets. Number one is it's something that you give your friends. Here you go.
There you go.
And then the other thing is that it's hard to tie these and put them on your arm by yourself. So a lot of times you'll need help to do that. So can you tie that on there for me, please? Let me tie that one on your arm. And all I'm doing is you wrap it around once, and then you take those two pieces and you wrap them around each other again. Don't pull it too tight because we don't want to hurt the person. We don't want to hurt our friend. Okay, clean up your mess. Put away any materials that you were using. Clean off your workspace. And that's our craft for today. Friendship bracelets.
Summer camp survival tip.
Number 100. A good summer camp survival tip is to take something small with you to camp that you can use to trade with other people, like a friendship bracelet.
Trade ya!
But make sure they want to trade first.
Weekinmayka.